ChatGPT. Today's video is about 7 signs that she wants you to touch her. These are some of the clearest signs that she likes you. When you're thinking about how to flirt with a girl or how to make her fall in love with you, it's very important that you understand how to touch a woman correctly. This includes knowing where to touch a woman and the signs that she wants you to touch her. Can you imagine how terribly uncomfortable it would be if you thought maybe she liked you and maybe it was a good idea to touch her, and then it bothered her, and everything went terribly wrong? That's like your worst nightmare, isn't it? That's the last thing you want. But when you know how to read the signs that she wants you to touch her, that's what makes dating and relationships much less stressful and much more exciting and enjoyable. So, to learn the 7 signs that she wants you to touch her. To come home and be greeted with a shower of kisses every day. Okay, let's talk about touch. As I said, you're going to find out the signs that she wants you to touch her. But first, we need to address a few things. And one of them is, from now on, let's just assume that you're only going to touch her appropriately, okay? This should be kind of common knowledge, but from now on, let's assume that when you see these signs, you're only going to touch her appropriately. If you're not going to do that, you're crossing boundaries. So let's just assume that's what's happening. With that, let's start with the first sign that she wants you to touch her. And the best part is you can do all of this in 15 days. It's not just about conquering, but also about maintaining meaningful and healthy relationships. Are you ready to be the man you've always wanted to be? Conquer a Woman in 15 Days will guide you step by step in your transformation. Don't miss this unique opportunity to change your life forever. Click on the link in the description or pinned comment and become a seductive and successful man who attracts women. The first sign is that she bumps into you. This often can be like a little playful bump, like when she's teasing you, or when you're walking side by side, and she just bumps into you. Or it could be completely accidental. If you notice that she kind of passes by you or bumps into you a lot when passing by you, there's a good chance she doesn't even know she's doing it, but it's because she's thinking of you and clearly okay with that touch, which is a very good sign that she wants you to touch her. She wants to be close to you. The second sign that a girl wants you to touch her is if she touches your arm, like that little playful push. You know, she could just bump into you, but she could also playfully push you. Or maybe she pushes your shoulder. Every girl is a little different. But if she gives you a little playful push, that's a good sign. Again, she's breaking the touch barrier, letting you know it's appropriate and she wants you to break that barrier, but also saying, hey, is it okay if I touch him? Because he's really cute and I want to touch his arm and stuff. Yes, girls think about your arms and want to touch them. Just throwing that out there. The third sign that a girl wants you to touch her is if she leans in when you're close, maybe if you're standing close and talking and she kind of leans in, or she might even lean in and then lean back, lean in and lean back. Or maybe if you're sitting side by side and she kind of tends to lean in when you're talking. These are very good signs that she's comfortable being close to you, that she likes being close to you. And they're good indicators that, yes, she wants to be close to you. On the other hand, you know, if she tries to stay as far away as possible, yeah, that's the opposite of what you want. So looking for a little lean is a good sign. Can you imagine how exciting it would be to see these signs in real life and have her responsive to your touch? Touch is one of the things that makes a relationship magical and fun and exciting. And it brings them closer, both figuratively and literally. Here's an important question, though. How do you make sure you attract the right kind of woman? Because being able to read the signs that a woman wants you to touch her is one thing, but making sure you're attracting the right kind of woman is another. For example, wouldn't it be terrible to see the signs, but find out you're only attracting a toxic woman, a fake woman who just wants attention? That would be devastating, wouldn't it? Finding out she's just playing with you. That's a horrible feeling. So with all these signs, it's crucial that you know how to attract the right kind of woman. A sincere, feminine, faithful, and loyal woman, just as beautiful. You want her to be loving, sweet, and sincere. And that's especially important if you've been burned in the past and had those bad relationships. Or if you're afraid to open up because you don't want to get into a fake and toxic relationship. You're going after the real thing, right? A loving and wonderful relationship that makes you feel alive. So how do you find that? There are 5 critical, life-transforming strategies that help you do this. And that's exactly what I teach you to master in my academy. I guide you through all the details so there's no guesswork and you don't have to stress out. You can just follow the proven path. Sounds much better than just guessing, right? The fourth sign that a girl wants you to touch her is that she sits close to you, or maybe even leans on you a bit when you're sitting side by side. This is something very common to happen when you're starting to get to know each other. It often happens without you realizing. You just sit next to each other and end up getting close because you find each other cute. And if she's sitting close to you, that means you're touching each other. She's okay with you touching and it can be a very good sign that she would like even more. This is especially true if she's kind of leaning in while sitting next to you. She might realize she's doing this. She might not. Either way, it's a very good sign. My next sign that she wants you to touch her is just that she stays close to you. Not every woman will feel comfortable touching you, especially if she doesn't know you very well. But if she just stays very close, kind of in your personal space a little, not in a weird or intrusive way, but if she just stays close to you, that's a very important sign. It's kind of similar to leaning in, but if you just notice that she's really close to you, especially if it's not something she does with many people, that can be an important sign, especially if she tends to be a little shy. Quick question before we get to the last of our signs. This is the third video I think I've done about touching a woman and how to touch a woman and where to touch a woman. Are you enjoying these videos? And would you like a few more on how to touch women or the signs that she wants you to touch her? If yes, comment touching to let me know. Your comments really help me while I'm making new videos, so thank you. And as always, a big thank you, a big thanks, to those of you who are so generous with the super thanks. It really helps me a lot to keep bringing this high-quality content to you. So thank you a million times. And for anyone who's really enjoying this video, if you'd like to use the super thanks, that would mean the world to me. So thank you. My next sign that she wants you to touch her is that she actually touches you. And yes, we've already gone through some ways she'll do that up to this point, but I mean even more. For example, maybe she gives you a hug every time she sees you, or maybe your hands touch when you're doing things or when she's handing you something. Let's say she's showing something on her phone to you or you're showing her something and your hands touch. Things like that. If she's actively touching you, it's a good sign that she wants to touch you and wants you to touch her. Another example of this would be if she puts her hand on your arm or something when she's talking to you, or if she comes up behind you and puts her hand on your shoulder or your arm or wherever it is so she can talk to you and then just leaves it there for a while. If you notice there are ways she's touching you, it's a really good sign that she's okay with touch. And our next sign that she wants you to touch her is that she responds very positively when you touch her. If you're wondering if you're seeing these signs that she wants you to touch her, it can be a great idea you don't want to, move too fast and scare her. Just start trying some things, like maybe sitting very close to her, or leaning in, or putting your hand on her arm. That video I mentioned sounds like that. It's about the 13 places where women want to be touched. It's a powerful resource for you. But just try some of these things and see how she responds. If she responds very positively, smiles a lot, blushes, or acts a little flustered but in a happy way, those are all fabulous indications that, yes, she loves that you touched her. And when you see that, it's a good sign that, yes, she's okay with it. She really likes it. If she's acting excited and happy because you touched her, it's probably because she is. So, here's an important question with that in mind. Do you know the science-based way to attract the love of your life? The science-based way to find the love of your life? Do you know this? Every moment you don't know this, you're missing out on magical experiences with the lovely love of your life. And if you're not careful, you might lose her completely because you're not prepared. We should quickly recap what these signs are. Let's go. Sign number 1 is that she bumps into you, playfully or even accidentally. If this happens a lot, it's a very good sign. Second sign. She pushes you playfully. Like your arm. It's a very common thing that women do. Third, she leans in when you're close, kind of fills that gap a little. And you don't even need to be very close. If she just leans in, it's a very, very good sign. Fourth, she sits close and maybe even leans on you a bit when you're sitting side by side. Fifth, she stays close to you. Again, not every woman will feel comfortable touching you, especially if she's shy or you don't know each other well. But if she stays very close to you, that's a very good sign. Sixth, she touches you. Things like hugs or touching your arm or shoulder or letting your hands touch. And the best part is you can do all of this in 15 days. It's not just about conquering, but also about maintaining meaningful and healthy relationships. Are you ready to be the man you've always wanted to be? Conquer a woman in 15 days will guide you step by step in your transformation. Don't miss this unique opportunity to change your life forever. Click on the link in the description or pinned comment and become a seductive and successful man who attracts women. Whatever it is, if she's touching you actively, that's a very good sign. And number 7, she responds very positively when you touch her. She gets excited, she blushes, she smiles. Positive signs that she likes mean she likes. Did you discover something new or were reminded of something you knew before? Comment new information or reminded to let me know. And again, if you're enjoying these videos and would like a few more on how to touch women or the signs that she wants you to touch her, make sure to comment touching. Your comments really help me decide which videos to make, and I'm here to help you. So thank you. And you can help me with those super thanks too. It really means the world to me, and I'm so grateful for it. You can do that by clicking on the applause tab here on YouTube. So thank you. Please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And make sure to watch that free training. You deserve to find the love of your life. I can't wait to hear from you. Have an absolutely fabulous day and until the next video. Goodbye.